Okay, there's a disclaimer in this video, right? So all those people who I have tweeted at, I don't know them. I read their books and consume their content, right? But I am curious to how they set their goal. That's why I asked. What led me to understanding and going to asking them is I was afraid. Because think about it. You think that you're not worthy of knowing the answer. So I remember back then, all I start with and start asking a couple of questions. And I remember I watched a couple of video of Gary Vee, and he talked about how if you want to ask a question to CEO, like we have the ability to ask a question from top entrepreneurs and CEO from using Twitter, social media, or Instagram, or Twitter and stuff like that. I don't know them. I mean, I'm grateful that I have interviewed, Evan Carmichael, Michael Lozier, and Michael Lozier helped me out a lot with sorry, the something in my throat. But he helped me out a lot to understand how to do interviews. So I'm forever grateful. But those like tweets, I consume their content as and I read their books and I admire them. I admire a lot of people who I look up to, and I wanted to be able to be the person who is afraid, but I attack my fear. So now to those people who are into the law of attraction and who are, I, for the love of God, like I am so much into the law of attraction, but then I come to realize there's important skills, and we're gonna be talking about skills. And I always talk about skills, but what is truly skill? Well, it's about building up that skill set, right? It's about daily action of building that skill set, whether it's mindset, whether it's working on how to sell more efficiently, or how to sell yourself more efficiently, right? I remember I had this um, a post from this guy, and I don't even know what he looked like. Um, and he was talking about like I'm stepping on other people, and he was like I'm pathetic. But the thing is, if you I was talking about the law of attraction, and it was like ask, believe, and receive is a myth. Now, in my opinion, people who are too close to the information, and I noticed that with every body who studies these subjects, like whether it's a religion, whether it's martial arts, whether it's um, subject that you really love, like law of attraction, or you're good at art, but you're so confident in that skill set, and you're so confident in that knowledge, you can't see any other way to let your mind be more open. Because a lot of people tend to be closed-minded, and I really dislike closed-minded people because they can't see any other way. Like the reason why I asked like for instance, when I do the interview, um, for I interview the uh, amazing person. His name is Ron Baluki, and his father-in-law is Dan Ina Sanso, and Dan Ina Sanso, no Bruce Lee, and they. But the thing is, what I realized is that people who are closed-minded and they think they know it all, they close off to good ideas. They close off to an idea that could help change them. And I didn't want it to be me. No, I'm more. I dislike not knowing things. I dislike like people say like the answer is within, and then I was thinking about okay, that there is truth to that, but then there isn't truth to that, right? Let me explain. When you want something for yourself and your desire in you bring out about the answer within you, meaning that let's say you write a goal or however comfortable you are doing a vision board or whatever how you manifest your thing, right? And you will, if you are so deeply interested in it, you seep to the deep of your depth of the depth of your subconscious, that subconscious bring up an answer for you. Because see, the thing is, the brain is very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. That the brain, like, if you tell some, I remember I wanted to say something to my brother, but I can't remember what I was going to say. So as I was walking down, because I tell my brain this, because what you tell your brain will search night and day, 24/7, to help you find the answer. Your brain is a your subconscious is a file cabinet, and you have the ability to recall information that you don't even know that you know. So I remember I was walking down this street, and I was walking, and the answer comes. I told my brain to. Whatever you tell your brain to, it will reveal itself as your brain is searching for you. And a lot of time, people who study this subject, they can't see any other way because they when they open their mouth, they know something. But when you're in the presence of someone who know more than you, then you should be able to close your mouth, close your head, and ask a lot of questions that you don't know. See, when I interview a lot of authors, law of attraction authors like Bob Doyle or all these people, even if I ask the same question, you will get different answers from different angles. That's why I don't go to every law of attraction expert. I go from different uh, authors and experts because they have different experiences, they have different value, they have different interests, they have different tastes, they have different mindset than all. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to solve a problem for people who are into the law of attraction. And, I get that. People feel offended because I say that it isn't not to offend you, it is to open your mind a little bit more so it can help you to attract or manifest the life that you want. And life is about enjoying the thing that you enjoy. I cannot be the person that you want me to be. You cannot persuade me to be who you want me to be. I want to be a person who. No, it's very, very interesting that I remember I was asking, Ron Perlicki about, why people hate on other kung fu or martial arts systems. But he was talking about prejudices and biases and stuff like that. But he was talking about taste, right? The more I realize, the more people who are open-minded, they taste a lot of things. Closed people minded, they stick to what they know and they say that and say onto others and what they believe. It's the same thing as religion and everything else. But if they took the time to be able to be more open minded, they would learn more things. They would grow. I'm very amazed how I can sit with a kung fu master or martial art master and they're wise beyond their years. And they're so open-minded that they learn. And when I interviewed the Kung Fu Master or Ron Berluti or with Jeet Kune Do, yo, that's he talked about Anthony Robbins. He was into Anthony Robbins, self-help stuff and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what I think. Like it's I feel like people are afraid, what they don't, understand, right? And I said this in a couple of my videos. Like, think about it. Everything that people back then, the phone we have now, the TV set, the tablet, if you bring it back to the past, people will hate it. People will like criticize it. It's the same thing that I'm trying to do. People are going to hate what they hate, but the thing is, they're so close-minded that they won't let new information. Don't let that be you. Today, I will help you to understand how to build that skill and how I get these authors, even if I don't know them. I mean, I do know their content and I consume them, but it's how I do the things that most people don't do. Is because I'm afraid of like freaking asking them for an interview. And I feel sometimes like I remember I told the Taekwondo master Ron Palucki, and I told him like I call I follow up a lot, and and I told him I was afraid like I was so scared because I remember I was so scared to call him because I called him so many times that I pressed the end button by accident and I have to call him again because I downloaded an app but not working and I got scared stuff like that. Now today I want to give you a new perspective on life. And here's the thing: we read the quotes, but yet we don't let these quotes soak us in. We don't let it. We don't execute on these quotes, right? 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the one that you did do. So the thing is, most people who say the answer is within, that means they're closing off to wisdom. They're closing off the things that they can grow and learn, right? Uh, when look, I understand that we have wisdom within us. I understand we have intelligence within us and the connection with the universe as a whole, and we're connected with the infinite intelligence, if you will, right? I agree with that. We because we separate ourselves and we see the universe as separate of ourselves, but we're actually connected, right? But in order to move ahead, in order to do something that you truly want, then it is time to see a new perspective, a new light that we always, because basically think about it, you hear about the law of attraction so much that you consume it, and now like it's in you. Now you can't see any other way. And it's the same thing as people who are in religion or martial arts. They they stick to it for so long. The more you stick to it, the more you see it's the right path. That's why I tell the story that I used to be Buddhist, um, but I'm not anymore because I see a merit of value in different, religions, and people still have the religion in their mind, like Hinduism, and people think they have many gods, but except they say that there's one supreme being, right? And I invite you to be more open-minded, if you will. Look, we're here to learn and grow. People, I was watching this video. He said you attract what you fear. It was an amazing video. You attract what you fear. You attract, so it make you grow, right? Like every time I uh, go for my dream, I begin to notice that every time I go after my dream, I gain new insight. I become more confident, but I also develop the capacity to be able to open my mind a little bit more because I probably don't know anything. That's why I keep my mouth shut. Like when I do it, I mean, I put in my input is for the viewers to be inspired. And so let me tell you a story about how about being open-minded and closed-minded. Closed-minded people don't grow; they don't get ahead. While open-minded people are more eclectic and they get ahead in life, and they don't go telling them that you should believe in this way and that way. Because Bob Proctor say in his "You Were Born Rich," like people say, they said my religion is right or their religion is right, but they never study other religions, right? And they said that they're right and you're wrong, but it's all perception. It's how you see it and how you were born into it. But if you taste a lot of things, if you read different subjects, you begin to connect the dot that it's the same pattern. I've seen it over and over again. People who are into the subject so close, information is that they can't see in any way. So let me bring you the example or story that um uh so during my age during not my age during the day that I went to the dark night of the soul, and I was close-minded, right? I remember when I was with my ex, right? What happened is I was so close-minded. I mean, I wasn't like open-minded as I'm now, but I'm more close-minded, right? And I remember when I graduated from boarding school, what happened was I thought, I thought everything was going my way, and I was so happy, and I thought I knew everything, but then it just came crashing down. And the day that you think you know everything, the day you learn something, because you can always learn something from people, right? Whether it's they're successful or not, they're here to learn. You're a student of the universe. The universe is your teacher, and the playground of classmates, the classroom. Might as well be humble enough. Like people who tell you like one way, they're not humble. They have a massive ego, right? So Be like, I bet you if you talk to the Dalai Lama, he's a wisdom. He's open minded. I bet you a lot of people who are successful or atop at their game, they'll listen to more. They'll engage and they don't say they know everything. I'm telling you. But people who are close minded, they will tell you, I know everything, and they shoot their mouth and they don't close their mouth. I mean, I do that, but when I'm in the presence of someone who know their craft, I shut my mouth, but I also invite my input in. But because it's about me bringing a light to people to understand. Now, okay, today I will be talking about a couple of things. I will be talking about uh, the science of mind of Ernest Holmes. I like Ernest Holmes actually. So or be so. But I'm gonna read you a couple of things so it can help you. It can because we're all doing it. So, but before I do that, experience miracle, watch them unfold. Visualize what you want, whatever you can do or dream you can do. Beginning, bonus has genius, power, and magic. Growth. As I move towards my dream, and as times go on, I notice that this word ring true. That your dream, whatever you can dream, you can do it. Bonus has genius, power, and magic. As you move towards your dream, you begin to see that the universe will guide you, will help you, will mold you who you always wanted to be. But people are too stubborn, too close-minded to accept that there's wisdom in taking action on your dream, because your dream is your own, and your dream, you attract. Okay, so basically, you attract who you are, you attract what you fear, but you attract so you can grow. And if you stay stuck there, you can never get up to the higher level of consciousness or higher level of vibration that you attract good things into your life. Too many people close off that they already know. So they close off to what's possible. They close off to be able to see things, and they stop believing in learning. They stop believing in the whole thing about seeking. And so my answer is this: the answer is within. When you want something to happen in your life, it will come to you in when you wake up in your dream, or when you go strolling along or taking a shower. But the answer is not within when you're trying to either build a YouTube channel. The answer is not within. When you're trying to understand Twitter or social media marketing, the answer isn't within. Because most people don't even understand how Instagram works or Twitter. I mean, I'm lazy. I don't feel like doing most of this thing with Twitter. I'm building my YouTube channel, right? I'm here for YouTube. And there's SoundCloud. There's a lot of things that people don't understand. And when they tell you, they still have a little bit of closed mind. So today I invite you to be more open-minded than you were before when came. And you might feel uncomfortable when you hear it because cognitive dissonance. You know, when people go in, it has to. Everything that people go into, it's confirmation bias, it's safety, it's they're not doing what they're not doing what they fear. What they're doing what's safe and what they are familiar with. I'm not familiar with most of the things. I I'm not an expert in anything. I'm here a student to learn, but I'm here also to teach you, make you help it grow. Uh, I know that we all want a life that is truly ours from our heart, right? That we want to attract like amazing mate or amazing people in our life. I know that we want that. It's because we have too much pain in our life. We can't see the good things that can happen to us. And I see that a lot over. So first, I'm going to read you the Sell or Be Sold, and this is how I get the authors that I want to get. Um, right? So because I follow up, whatever you want to do, whether you like it or not, you're a salesman. And salesman people hate it. It's about sales is I forget I forget what you say. Sales is help, but also you're helping yourself because you're following up your dreams. You're following up either doing what you love to do, and no matter what happens, like you will become unstoppable once you stop listening to the noise of others. This has to be the greatest weakness of salespeople and sales organization. Most often than not, when I have an experience with a company or individual, I am not follow up, and that when I am follow up, it's only once or twice. Then I've forgotten or written off as a waste of time. The best self people I know are those who are great at follow up, staying connected, staying in touch, and using creativity to keep their soul and unsold content thing about them. Following up someone who just sold is one thing and offers its own challenge. Then there's following up the unsold who has not been bought yet. Add to that the person who was unsold and bought from someone else. What about the person, company, or account manager who you know will buy your product in the future, but all has yet to show an interest? All of these are follow-up opportunities that offer different challenges and require different creativity. Follow-up requires an unbounded clarity about your purpose and staying sold in yourself to get it all. I'm not interested in some of the market. I want to get it all. Great follow-up requires commitment, perpetual motivation, and can-do attitude, and never quit mentality, organizes institutions and skills. Support behind a lot of creativity, solitude, and persistence. You hear that, right? Whatever you want to attract in your life, whatever you want to do something great in your life, you have to do this. Great follow-up requires, it doesn't have to be selling. I mean, you're selling, but it doesn't have to be anything. I'm talking about your dream and what you attract. Great follow-up requires commitment. You gotta be committed to attracting that thing. Whatever your idea, dream, or goal is, you have to be committed. Required to be committed, perpetual motivation, can-do attitude, and never quit mentality, organizing skills, and reminded that all a lot of creativity, fortitude, and persistence. There are clients who I have followed for 10 years before I ever earned their business. There are clients I have now, as I read this, that pop into my mind whose business I have yet to earn. A book publisher, a publicity held automotive company with more than 3,400 locations and international product companies that I want to get in front of and more. With follow-up, you don't know when they're going to finally come around. Staying committed and creativity is key. Even more important, you staying interested and not forgetting about your client. When you forget about them, they're certain to forget about you. Remember, what I did was the greatest sale of my life, winning the day with my wife. I stayed interested in and continued to find ways, creative ways to get in front of her. And now she's stuck with me for a lifetime. Remember, whatever you want to do, you gotta be sober. So I'm gonna read you to this since we're going to building skills and law of attraction and stuff like that. So stay with me. The most important sell, selling yourself. Only to the degree your soul can you sell. This is critical and unavoidable fact that cannot be missed. If you're to become great at what you do, this fact is also important to be one of the most important tools you will have as a salesman that can be used to monitor your career. The bottom line is if you're not selling to some degree, you're not sold. If sales are slow, you're not sold. You're getting your way, you're not. If you're not getting your way, you're not sold. You got some other excuse. You're not completely sold. People who are into the law of attraction, they got a lot of excuses. They have a lot of fear. They have lots of procrastination. They don't go after for what they meant to do in this world. Whether you're an artist, whatever you want to do it. Or your time, or you're wasting your time doing something that you don't want to do, and that's what I'm here for. You gotta listen. Like, if you would know that you would die today, what would you do different? What would you do? Would you procrastinate? No, you would do something that probably spend time with your loved one more, or do something you enjoy, or do some of your dream. Like, don't let your life be passing. I'm not anymore. I don't let my life pass for when I want to anything awesome, because it's I'm happy. I mean, that's what it counts, right? When I go after my dream, that's happiness. Like, sometimes I'm amazed by myself. Like, whoa, I'm doing this. Holy crap! Like, I'm in Kung Fu Masters, art, martial art masters, top martial. Yo, that's never happened before. I have knowledge. Don't be closed off by knowledge. Don't be scared by knowledge. Take the wisdom, soak it up, and eat it. In order to become a great salesman, you have to sell yourself over yourself. Make this the most important sale of your life, and continue making that sale over and over to yourself. You have to sell yourself. Oh no. I know such people who know the game but not are completely or absolutely sold on their product, service, and company because of their lack of conviction. They're not consistent producers. You got to be absolutely convinced about your product, your company, your service, or your ideas are superior to others. Many salespeople believe that their products are superior, and while many products tend to offer similar benefits to yours, you have to be sold that your product, service, or idea is somehow superior. You have to be 100% certain that what you're selling is better than all the other options. The fraud can't get consistent results if he's not completely sold on his product. This point is crucial for greatness. You cannot negotiate in any way. You have to be early to convince and believing in what you're selling so strongly that it becomes unreasonable. That's right, unreasonable, fanatical. You got to be so convinced that you won't even consider any logic suggesting otherwise. I'm not saying about you should be arrogant about the product's security, but you should be completely sold on it. You must never allow that consideration to enter your mind that anyone else is complete with you. That's not to say that others won't try, but you have to be convinced, be sold on yourself that you won't consider it or allow it to consider any other option. Trivia. Yeah, the word the conviction is defined as firmly held belief. It's come from the word convince, which is derived from the Latin word convict, meaning to acquire. Conviction is the ability to be so firmly sold on your belief that you demonstrate to your buyer with just complete and utter certainty that no other choice appears to be available. It's thus made when your conviction is believed about something or stronger than others, at which point they give up some of the conviction. That's the moment when the sales become possible. I'm not even talking about product and service at this point. I'm talking about the conviction of the individual himself. The real issue becomes is who is more sold on what he believes to be true, who is most believable and the most convincing. That's why every time I talk, because I'm more convincing, I sell my stuff to you of what I know and what I know to be true. Because every time I read a book, every time I listen to somebody, every time I use the knowledge, I'm convincing myself and I'm influenced by the thought. I'm influencing you, right? You understand, right? Who is the most believing and the most convincing will always be the one who is most sold. But that's the interesting about the impossible. It's only impossible if until someone makes it possible. Look at the polar flight, space, travel, email, the internet, and on and on. All these things were considered impossible once upon a time until someone became sold on them being possible. Why is it some people do things that others wouldn't dream of doing? Because they're sold on that idea that it needs to be done for some reason. To the degree that they are sold and become unreasonable in their quest, they will succeed. While it's unfortunate to promote in society to be reasonable and sensible, these characters will not serve themselves or life. If you really want to something great to happen, you got to be unreasonable. You need to convince yourself beyond reason that what you have is better. We're not talking about some trivial pastime here like riding bikes. Anyone can learn to ride a bike. We're talking about becoming be great in your field and do what you have to do. Be completely unreasonable. Sold on yourself with products and companies and your ideas. You must be one. Get this at this point of being unreasonable. You have to be crazy or insane to be successful. No. You have to make a decision to be unreasonable. If a person acts insane, it doesn't mean he means he has to act insane. If you're unreasonable in your belief in so to a degree that you can see no other option available to the customer that would make sense, it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It means that you're unreasonable in your conviction. Being unreasonable means you are sold on what you sell and it's your conviction alone that will sell others. You must be completely in if you're fully maximized the opportunity for you. Do not attempt selling to someone else until yourself to completely sell. To the degree that you aren't sold, you have difficulty selling others. Anytime you find yourself having trouble getting your way, look no further than your own degree of conviction in what you sell. Perhaps allow your senses to wait. Maybe something into your head that make you doubt yourself, or your product is just a tiny bit. Whatever it was, find it and throw it out your yesterday garbage. If it wouldn't if you wouldn't buy the product, or if you have any negative consideration about it benefit others to that degree, you are guaranteed to fail. You must be so you must get rid of all negativity consideration and believe that the right thing, the right product, and there will be benefit you are selling to. It's critical that you do everything possible to convince yourself that your product must be purchased and that must be purchased from your at your pricing. Why should you go into debt to buy your product? Why should someone go into debt to buy your product? Why should they choose your product instead of someone else? Why should someone do it right now and not right another second? Why should they buy your product for more money rather than a similar product for less? Why should someone buy it from you rather than the guy down the street? Why should they choose your company over another? If you can instantly answer these questions, you'll struggle along because you're not convinced. If you were completely sold, you have immediate response to each one. Sold because so thoroughly sold on your product that your conviction is irresistible to others. This does not mean to successfully lie to yourself. If that was possible, I personally met lots of high producing salesmen over the years, and never have I met top producers who got the top or at least even close. What I'm suggesting is that you take the time to sell yourself before you try to sell someone else when your product is superior to others. So I met many salespeople who tell me that they start selling the product and did well for 90 days, but then suddenly find themselves unable to close the deal. What happens? Management tell you that the person has gone lazy or that he got too soft for his own good. Okay, so he got lazy. But why? He wasn't exhibiting laziness for the first 30 days, and he couldn't have gone too smart for his own good. If 90 days, any job wouldn't make you smart by any means. What I believe happened to cause this 90 days from is that either the individual was being told to do something that wasn't aligned with his own personal standards, ethics, or he's now trying to sell something that he no longer completely sold on. Maybe he doesn't believe in the product anymore. Maybe he has disagreement with management, something that uh, he's promising. He's reframing doing something that he was doing for the first 90 days. Something changed. Maybe he got some information about the product doesn't help people with how it doesn't do what he's been promising. Maybe he didn't close a deal and start wondering why, and then made up the reason for it. Continue to use that correct reason. Just having a great deal. Salespeople would come up with wrong answers and continue using wrong answers when trying to solve future problems. Well, whatever it was that happened, the 90-day wonder is definitely no longer sold. Actually, it's sold. He's just sold on something else. In fact, what he's now sold on is that it's a bad idea to sell this product. So he starts not selling the product, not selling also a form of selling, just in reverse. Something has affected him to the point where he motivated not to sell rather than motivated to sell. Do you get it? Something went out of his thinking and he's no more. You understand why that's an important book that you should read? Because to the degree that you're sold on your dream, to the degree that you're sold on your idea, to the degree that you're sold on something that you want to do for yourself, then nothing can get in your way of doing that, right? A lot of people want me not to do it for my dream, but I'm absolutely sold on me. I'm absolutely sold on my knowledge. I'm absolutely being sold on myself. If I'm selling myself, and then as I influence myself, I can influence others with great things. And that's my mission. Now, as you read that, let that soak in. What is it that you want and you're being so alive to? Society tell you that you need to go to school. That's a lie. Society tell you that you need a piece of paper to make you official in life. That's a lie. Everything that you've been lied to, you don't even understand. Like, that's crazy. But today, I will read you. Okay, today I will read you The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Now, I got this. So before that, I want to tell you I have a video on the magic of believing. I did a book review a long time ago, and I I listened to Ernest Holmes video before, and it motivating, right? It's very motivating. Like when you listen to these, because audio is very motivating. But and but you should let these audio motivate you to the point that you over because I used these a long time ago. I used to soak in all these law of attraction audio. I let them soak in so I can overcome my fear. But I'm now I'm more self motivated because I'm overcoming my fear. But I still listen to other people from other interviews. Because the thing is, people who are into the law of attraction, they only study from that person, or they only study law of attraction expert, but they don't go to top entrepreneurs or top expert or a different type of expert. They don't alchemy. They don't develop other skills or mindset. I know that people say that you shouldn't be jack of all trades. It's not what I'm saying. It's like this: If you go into a room and you know, for the love of God, let's compare billionaires. Right? Why billionaires are billionaires? Because they know something that you don't know. Why millionaires are millionaires? Because they know something that you don't know. And billionaires have the high level of skill set that we don't have. I don't have that. They have that. So you have to live in the world throughout. We live in the world throughout. There's different ideas coming at us, and we say that's wrong and my answer is right, or he's wrong and my perception or my belief is right and he's wrong. No, no, no. We have to think like this. If he's right and I'm right, then I must be humble and not say I'm right, but maybe he's right. Maybe that information is true. Let that soak up first. So let's start from it's a tremendous boom to have both the 1926 and the 13 version of the Science of Mind as one complete edition in development current and future students explore this life. It's more familiar with 1938 edition, which many effectively called the textbook, as the deeply loved and cherished agent of awakening and learning for people around the world past 72 years. Those who are associated themselves with Ernest Holmes' work are called religious scientists, and to them, the textbook. Until the 1980s, many were unaware that there had been earlier editions of 1938, much less as it became plenty of eye-opening material that was outdated of the second edition. Is at least in one volume or both books. The Science of Mind was originally published on November 1926 by Robert M. McBride and Company of New York, York, and copyrighted not by Ernest Holmes himself, by his mother. And so yeah, let's soak up this book. Ready? Science of Mind. All right. So science is knowledge of facts built around some proven principle. All that we know about from any science is that certain things happen under certain conditions. Your life right now, whether you're trying to get out of socialism or you're trying to create something, remember, you are the alchemist. You tell the story how you want to live, right? And when you tell yourself empowering stories, empowering affirmation, you start to create something magnificent. And that is whatever circumstances you want to attract, you attract that. But we have to do something new because when I was thinking about I should do this. I should do this. I should do this. Albert Einstein's. We always quote like the reason people are having trouble because you cannot solve a problem at the level you're thinking. You have to solve at the level that the thinking at a newer, higher level. That's why I seek answers because I had to get out of the same thinking that got me there. Like what makes you successful won't make you successful in the. It will make you successful now, but there's I hear a lot. Most successful people will say the reason why they're stagnant or they're whatever stagnant, their life is stagnant because that's all they know, and they haven't changed the mind. And as they grow, there's a level of success, and there's always looking more to learn. The discovery of a law is generally made of more or less by accident by someone who, after creative thought and observation, has come to the conclusion that just principle must exist. As soon as laws discovered, experiments are made with it. Certain facts are proved to be true, and in this way, the science is generally formulated. For any science, it consists of a number of known facts about any given principle. As more and more facts are gathered and proved, the science um, expand and gradually become accepted by all and used by those who understand. This way, all of our science has been evolved into today. We have used power and unseen force of which our ancestors were never dreamed of. Mental law. After we think of the medium radio transmission in terms of law, so we think of the mental medium in terms of law for it. Must be the law of mental action. While we might think of it as non God, we surely cannot think of it as the spirit of God. So the mental spirit must be self-known. We could not call the universal meaning mind God, any more than we could call electric God. Is but one of the many attributes of God was the universal life. It's the element through which God operates as the law. The word of God is law. Self-man, since man has a self-conscious mind, a self-conscious body, we know that he is threefold in his nature. First, he is conscious mind and spirit. Next, he is subconscious mind or mental, and then he's body. The conscious mind controls the subconscious, and in turn, the subconscious controls the body. The evidence that man comes from God, life or nature, whatever we choose to call it, is also in the evidence that we can get from life only that which is in it. Man must partake of the divine nature if he comes from it is metaphysical. For what is true of the whole must also be true of any other part. Something cannot come from nothing. Something must come from something. For nothing comes from nothing. Nothing results but man. Threefold nature of God. If we study the nature of man, then we should have evolved into the real nature of God, or first cause from which man springs. And says we have hold that man is three nature in threefold in his nature, as we must also deduce that God is threefold nature in his nature. Threefold in his nature. That is, God is spirit, or self-knowing means God is law in action, and God is result of body. This is the inner meaning of the teaching of the Trinity. The lessons to the left. God, a self-knowing spirit, means a divine being who we always have thought of, believe it, a being to whom we have prayed and whom we have adored. God, as law means a body in which we spirit work, and law in sense means servant of spirit. God as body means a manifestation of spirit. We must put it in another form and say there's the thing and the way it works and the result works. So another form we can say cause meaning effect. Okay, that's a good example of Ernest Holmes. It's good. It's a really good book. I love it. I highly recommend that you get the book. So let's talk about it. Since I am endowed with the understanding of manifestation in life. Whew. Okay, so when it comes to understanding how can we achieve more, how can we want more things, well, you, a goal isn't defined by accumulating a lot of things. I believe a goal is there to give you know what a goal is. A goal is to not only make you grow, but it's also make you give you more insight of who you are. That what you like. A goal is where even if it's unreachable, a goal motivate you to do something that you never thought that you would be able to do. A goal pushes your boundaries. Your goal pushes you to the limit of not just if you have a goal of your fitness, yeah, but a goal is stretching your mental awareness, your mental realm, if you will, because you're so used to think about it. If I didn't have a goal or stretch, it make you stretch to the point that you see something that you didn't have before. If I didn't set goal to interview author in my journey towards going to the interview, then I wouldn't know what it's capable of. Now I know what it's capable of doing it, then now I see a different light. I have new experience. I want to do more, but I keep practicing my craft. I keep following up. I keep like every interview that I do is making me develop my skill set, meaning following up and selling and trying to help see my creative outlet to see how I can get the author to be interviewed for people in a nice way. Um, and how can I help people in a way that is meaningful to them? Because I know that people have pain in their life. They already listen to this. They already know that. Let me tell you a story. When the was it last year? This is last year, right? I remember my friend. I wanted to support my best friend. I remember he told me he don't want to be motivated anymore. He wanted something new because he was so into the law of attraction and he can't see it any other way. But I have developed other mindset and skill sets that he hadn't heard. So I started letting him read sort of. So I started letting him uh, think a different way because he been so absorbed thinking one way that he couldn't see any other way. And I told him we had to be open-minded. He closed off a lot of information that could help him. A lot of you who are into law of attraction, soak up good things, right? But don't close off after you learn the law of attraction. There's always more to learn in life. When you close off, I feel sad when people do that. They're not willing to grow. They're not willing to understand. Like when I start reading entrepreneurship book, it's a different mindset, it's a different game set. When I start reading Robert Kiyosaki stuff like Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's a different game set. When you're reading psychology, pitch anything, or when you read business books, or when you read, NLP, when you read Heston's book, when you read a lot of things, you start to question um, like for instance, visualization. How can you people have trouble of visualization to attract what they want, or the vision board, or they used to do vision board, now they evolved. So it's all about bringing your ideas or picture to fruition of just reality. So people can make it too complicated, right? So let's say I have an idea of who I want to interview because what I do, and I have a picture of an idea of who I want to interview, and I am afraid, right, to do it, but I sell myself to the degree that I do it. So I sell myself, motivate myself to do it, and I keep falling out because you have to follow the dream, whatever that dream is for you, and make it yours. And that is by being committed to your dream, being committed to you, being committed to, and this is my thought. Right? A lot of people wait for it, and I'm telling you, it's, okay. Let's talk about something like being burned out is not good, right? So what you should do is recharge because a lot of people need to recharge in their life. You should not burn out to the point that it's bad, but you should be able to be recharge and do it again and do it again. That's why when you sleep and when you sleep, it gives you more being productive. You're more be able to produce more. But when you're sleepy, you wake up sleepy and you don't want to do it, and you produce less. You haven't done your best, and everything in life, I feel like the more people who are open-minded, the more they grow and attract greater people in their life. But the more they close off great ideas, the more they close off, they have settled for mediocre. They have settled for mediocre life. Mediocre is mean they have settled, um, not taking their dream. Uh, I think that whatever it is, I believe that you know it's not about a lot of people always want to keep up with the Joneses, right? I mean, you can whatever you want to do, do what you want to do, but your time is now. Don't wait for things to happen. Do vision boards or whatever, do visualization. When you visualize, it's just all imagination and bringing it to fruition through your body. You're taking that idea in your head, you soak it to your subconscious, and you're moving toward that body. You have to move. And a lot of people I disagree with you have to wait. Why wait? Why waiting? I mean, I believe that you gotta be patient, but I'm not gonna wait. Like, for instance, if I don't ask the author what I want, then they wouldn't know who am I, or they wouldn't know that I asked because too many people are afraid to ask for what they want. So that doesn't make sense. So basically, you're telling me that if I wait, then for somehow it will come to me. No, it doesn't. So let me give you an example. I created this video. It was called Three Ideas to Vlogging from Three Key Ideas to Vlog Like Boss. Right? And in the video, I talk about if I talk about how did I get the best on the Michael Logan to video. Well, it took time, it's patience, but I didn't wait. But I didn't know, I didn't expect that it was going to come like that. That was, you could say, the law of attraction. But I did something and I took action. What it was, I made a video, and that video I tweeted out, and that's action. And what happened? He saw the video. That's one view, and so he tweeted at me. That's action. And I talked to him. That's action. And I took action, and what happened is I what he he wanted, um, you know the outcome was at the time I had this book in there, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be a book review, right? And I asked him the other talk, and it was supposed to be a book review, right? But it wasn't because I had like an urge to do something different. And so he said, "Where?" He's like, "I love that you're enthusiastic about the law of attraction, something like that." And he's like, "I wonder where's the book review?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And I said, "I'll do a book review for you." So I did a book review for him and I sent it to his tweet. And he in my old channel, he tweeted. I mean, he commented on my YouTube channel. That was amazing. But then I started to want to do my. I wanted to interview him. So that's 1 year later. And 1 year later passed. I wanted to interview him, but I didn't know how. So I consumed his content and I asked several questions and asked, "Can I interview you?" And it took a while. And I finally had the courage to ask him, "Can I interview you?" I emailed him. And then I thought, it's the interview, but I didn't know how to do the interview. I didn't know what it looked like. All I had is the concept, but I didn't for a job, but I don't know. Because the person's interview. But anyway, he taught me a lot of things about how to do interviews and stuff like that. And I'm grateful for that. Like it helped me to do my dream of meeting different people in life. People who are open minded to learn, they're going to go far. Please don't let us stay with you. So, if you have an idea, go for it. Be bold. Be courageous. It'll make you happy. Even if people. I was reading one of my. I'm grateful for him. He during my tough times, he helped me through the tough times. He talked to me. He's on my Instagram. He's my subscriber. Thank you, Jules. You're awesome. And I read his Instagram post, and he was talking about success, right? Success is like the more you do, the more you do your dream, the more success you have, right? Your dream, whatever your dream or success means to you, it's not going to be handed to you. See, the thing is, people destroy the fun of pursuing the greater you. People destroy the dream of they want to lay back, but in our whole life we work, but we never get. Most people work, but they never get to enjoy. So what is it that you want to be like? Success will not be handed to you. It's earned. Your dream it will not be handed to you. It's earned by the work that you put in it, by how much you're committed to attracting that to your life. Know that you must do what is necessary to attract that and enjoy life. You can be serious and have fun. Do you? Every content that I made is for specifically tell you that you have the capacity to create. You have the capacity to do great things in life. But do not wait for things to happen. If you wish you would have 20 years ago, 5 years ago, many people have this concept of knowledge in their head that they live life to wait for things to happen. I remember back then I would wait. Um, I'll give you a story, a great story. I thought in my head I was foolish when I was 19, around 18, 19. I was foolish. Uh, it's kind of heartbreaking to me when I say it, but it's, it's, it's for the best, right? But I learned something. Uh, as I said in the other video, I loved this girl for 8 years, but I never took the action to ask her out. I mean, she liked me, or maybe she did, but I liked her. Um, Or in and out for a month with her. But I remember the day that I left. I was about to leave for boarding school. I wrote her a letter, um, and I buy her the what was it, a dog or not a dog, but like a uh, stuffed animal. And I told my sister to give it to her. She was accept it. And I think I told her to wait for me, but at that time I was still speaking that she would wait for me. Didn't happen. So I waited for myself to get out so I can like go pursue her. And as time I went on, I liked girls there where I stopped believing that it could happen. And I waited for my whole life for her. I mean, it's not no because I didn't take the action. That's what I'm saying. We wait for things to happen, and it's that every time it played in my mind. But not now, not now. But I waited for too long. I wonder what would happen if I asked. Like too many people are afraid to go after the dream. It's not about waiting. Because I thought nature will take its course. It's well, you have to do your part to work with people because Jesus is sorry. And once you do what is necessary and tell yourself that on your dream, do it good great. Tell them you will well. It's about the journey, about who you become or as a pursuit of that. You notice something that you never thought that you had, that you overcome, that you're glad you overcome it. You did it. It's you. And you're proud of yourself. Come on, man. Like all the hard stuff that we have ever overcome, we're proud of overcoming that because we thought we never like overcome it. And that would make me sad about all the treasure people. Like they could have attention to the great, but they settle for what they know. They settle